trigger-happy UP police, but it seems the government is now beating the drum for them. The state government has now mentioned the number of encounters in the list of achievements that it says the government has gotten so far, and that will all be publicized on Republic Day. Now, as per the data of the UP police, there have been about 3,026 encounters between police and criminals till July 2018, during which 7,043 criminals were arrested, 69 were killed. Let's go back to Prashant now, who joins us on this story as well. Now, Prashant, here is the UP police who have been under fire for these encounters, for being too fast with the trigger, so to speak. But on the other hand, the UP government seems to think that this is some sort of achievement.
Well, let's break it down for our viewers first. Now, the data that we have gained access to is not a usual data. It's an unusual data, an unusual letter that has been sent to all the district magistrates by the Chief Secretary of the state, which says you need to publicize the achievements of UP government and also UP police, which comes under the UP government. Now, in that particular achievement list, in the law and order column, on the third point, you have the number of encounters actually being listed. Now, the number of encounters in the first 16 months, Yogi Adityanath became the Chief Minister in March 2017, and in the first 16 months of his power, this document says, this letter says that UP police has done 3026, that's right, 3,026 encounters. That translates to a hopping 6 encounters per day just to curb crime. But whether the crime has been curbed is something that we all know it for a fact. Now, the crime rate in UP is at its all-time peak. Law and order is crumbling. You have stories of rapes, murders, mob lynching coming out from every single district on every passing day. Nothing has happened, but on the other hand, you have the government coming out, chest thumping, saying that perhaps what we have done is something that needs to be publicized as an achievement of the UP police. And this is something that is really bizarre and something that will raise a lot of eyebrows of not only people but also of the opposition parties, because this is one such fact that the Yogi government has always faced fire for. With this particular document, with this publicity of the encounters in the state, it will only get worse for the UP police and UP government, because they are already under fire for what happened in Bulandshahr and what has been happening across the state, where not even the policemen are being spared.
Right, Prashant, what is quite contradictory here is, of course, the fact that you've got the National Human Rights Commission, which has asked questions of the UP police. Opposition parties, of course, have been up in arms. Former top cops of the state have also questioned this trigger-happy policy of the state government, but it doesn't seem to deter them one bit.
Well, nothing seems to be mattering for the UP police and the UP government, because it's not only the NHRC, the Indian organization, but also the UN in a way that last week came out and questioned on a lot of encounters. They questioned on quote-unquote the extrajudicial killings that were happening inside the jail. And we also reported how a top cop from the state, Mr. Anand Kumar, who happens to be the ADG LO of Uttar Pradesh, he came out and in a way questioned the entire credibility of the UN as an organization. So this was the response of the UP police. But yes, as you said, there have been questions, there have been serious allegations on UP police of using the gun for no reason. But the fact here in this particular document is that in the first 16 months of his rule, the UP police under Yogi Adityanath has done over 3,000 encounters, in which they claim that they have arrested over 800 criminals. So this is something that they are claiming, but it has not made any impact on the ground, because the law and order situation today in the state of Uttar Pradesh is at its all-time low. We have stories coming out, reporting here on Mirror Now every day, the kind of crime that we report. So nothing has changed, except for the fact that the Chief Minister is very, very happy, because his police is now, moving with guns out in their hands and doing encounters as they wish. So clearly, this is something that will raise a lot of eyebrows, and this is something that will become a big political story also, because the opposition has always questioned the move of UP police and Yogi Adityanath over the government stand on the encounters in the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Right, stay with us, Prashant, because I've got Anila Singh of the BJP joining us on the phone line. Anila Singh, thanks so much for speaking to us. It would be one thing if the UP government, your government, says that, we have brought down the crime rate by X percentage points, etc. The number of crimes have gone down. But here the UP government, in the principal secretary, the chief secretary rather of UP, sends out a letter, a communique to all district magistrates. They should talk about how many encounters there have been in UP and how many killings there have been thanks to these encounters.
What is wrong in that? It is indeed a feather in a cap because of the stand or the policy which has been made by Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath ji. Today, the crime rate has gone down in Uttar Pradesh, and the people who were involved in heinous crimes, like they were involved in kidnapping, killings, and all sort of deadly criminal deeds, they are being shut down. I think it was very good for the people living in Uttar Pradesh.
Right, but Anila Singh, had you quoted the crime figures, I perhaps would concede that point to you. But here we aren't quoting crime figures. We're quoting encounter numbers, the number of people who are killed in encounters. That's something that's already been questioned. Your government's faced a lot of heat for the manner in which the government has gone about trying to, round up, or for that matter, finish off these criminals.
We are very proud about it. Criminals, they have to leave the crime, and if they do not want to leave the crime, they have to face the bullet of the police, or they have to go behind the bars. So many are behind the bars, or they have left Uttar Pradesh, or they are being gunned down. And the people who have been gunned down are no normal citizens of Uttar Pradesh. They were deadly criminals.
Okay, I want to see what the former DGP of UP, Mr. Viren Rai, who joins us on the phone line, makes of all of this. Mr. Rai, thanks so much for speaking to us. Anila Singh says that this is par for the course. There's nothing wrong with it. These are criminals who are hardened. But isn't the job primarily of the UP police, or for that matter, any police across the world, is to bring these people to justice and not be shooting from the hip?
This should be a matter of shame for UP police and for the UP government. Because in no civilized society, police could be turned into a band of assassins. That's what UP is doing. And I challenge the statistics released by the UP government. Because how can you bring down crime by, yourself becoming unlawful? So this is very bad, very sad. And this is a bad day for UP police that even government has started recognizing all those unlawful things which the police is involved in. So personally, I feel that they should not feel proud. They should not project it as an achievement. Rather, they should feel ashamed of it.
Okay, I've got Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party also joining us on the program. Ghanshyam Tiwari, the UP government, Anila Singh, here on the broadcast says she's proud of the fact that this policy has been carried out. And she says, this is an achievement, undoubtedly for the UP government and the UP police, the manner in which they've tackled these so-called dreaded criminals.
If this is the way Uttar Pradesh government and BJP government understands their achievement, then there are more. 20 lakh stray cattle in schools, on the streets, in fields, on the roads, on highways. That is an achievement. Continuous regime of mob lynching, propaganda and vigilante is an achievement. The Unnao MLA is an achievement that BJP took nearly 2 weeks to figure out how the law should take its course. So there's no dearth of achievements of a government that believes in propaganda. That the Supreme Court, the human rights organizations, the media has exposed that how these encounters have been fake encounters, that the Uttar Pradesh police has encountered a man in Lucknow in the center, near the city center, that there was a man in Noida, Jitendra Yadav, who was paralyzed for life because one officer wanted to encounter him to seek promotion, that there were media reports of people raising ransoms on encounter lists, that criminals from Raebareli jail shot videos saying that they are having a great time in the jail. All these are episodes that Uttar Pradesh government can list as their achievements. This is what BJP government means: propaganda and no governance.
But Anila Singh, to take the conversation further, you've heard from what Mr. Rai, former DGP of UP, and Ghanshyam Tiwari are saying. The fact of the matter is that there is going to be question marks about the way this is being carried out, because yes, it's good to have a zero crime tolerance policy, but isn't the job of the police primarily to bring these so-called dreaded criminals to justice? They can't just be going around shooting whoever they like.
First of all, I'm really shocked the way Mr. Rai has reacted. I mean, he has been a senior police official in Uttar Pradesh, and he knows very well that how to treat these criminals, these hardcore criminals, these incorrigible criminals, criminals who do not have any respect for the lives of common people. For them, money and the muscle power is the ultimate thing. And today, Mr. Rai, who is ex-cop of UP Police, is sympathizing with them, and he is advocating for the criminals rather than the people who wants to live peacefully in the state. And what Mr. Ghanshyam Tiwari ji has said, I'm not surprised at all. I mean, he is in opposition. He has to target the present government because Bharatiya Janata Party had crushed them in 2017, and it was a very shameful defeat of Akhilesh Yadav. But we very well know that the people of Uttar Pradesh are mighty happy, and they know that Yogi Adityanath ji is there to finish off the criminals. Either they have to surrender or they have to face the gun.
I'm not going to speak for Mr. V.N. Rai. He's still with us on the phone line. Mr. Rai, do you want to respond to what Anila Singh said?
This is very interesting because how can a government encourage police to do all unlawful things? In a civilized society, there are laid down procedures. A police is not the judge, police is not the executioner. Now you are turning police into all the three roles. They are the investigators, they are the prosecutors, they are the judges, and they become the executioners also. This is something very frightening. And I request Anila to refrain from such boasts and claims, because once you make police a band of assassins, a gang of unlawful assassins, they will be a danger to the society. You need to rein them. You need to tell them that they bloody well they have no business to go beyond the limits prescribed by the law. Law and the constitution, these are the supreme things for the police. So, and thousands of people have been shot in the same fashion. You find not only these people who were killed, they must have been criminals, they might be criminals, but our constitution and law provides a certain procedure, and they should have been dealt according to that procedure, number one. Number two, I have read that thousands of people have been shot in the same fashion. At the same part of the body, they have been hit by a bullet, a police bullet. So this is whom we are trying to fool. The whole world is looking at us, and we have a very poor perception. People have very poor perception of us. So kindly make police more people-friendly, more law-abiding, an institution which respects law, an institution for which law is meaningless. And if the Chief Minister and the government itself is encouraging them, then only I am sorry what to say.
Right, Mr. V.N. Rai, appreciate you joining us here on the broadcast and telling it like it is. Ghanshyam Tiwari of the Samajwadi Party, as well as Anila Singh of the BJP. Thanks all for joining us.